Hi there, I am Commander Neil. This video is about trumpet number 2 in the Holy Bible in the book of Revelation. Trumpet number 2 over time leads to bowl number 2. This is part 2 of trumpet number 2. Part 1 of trumpet number 2 began on November 20, 1998 when the International Space Station launched into high-altitude space. Due to deep-sea mining, all the sea life will die. Deep-sea mining starts in 2025. They will mine nodules on the seabed floor. The Bible says it will kill all living souls in the sea. This is what the nodules look like. The air made of rare earth metals, like manganese, cobalt, cadmium, copper, silver and other metals. The rich companies want these metals to make batteries.
Hi, I am Mandy. Why do the rich companies have to kill all ocean life just to make batteries?
Hi, I am Graham. The rich companies don't need to, but the people have been led to. They could use electromagnetic energy, which is free. Or they could use hydrogen, but instead, due to disobeying God, they destroy the earth and all creatures in it.
Let's see what the trumpet number 2 in the Bible is warning about. Revelation chapter 8:8-9 says, "And the second angel sounded his trumpet. And the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which had life were in the sea, died."
Graham's friend, Beza, thinks that by the time the International Space Station is crashed into the sea in January 2031, that by then we would be able to see easily the killing of the sea creatures. This is because deep-sea mining starts in 2025.
As time moves on and more companies do deep-sea mining, the Bible says life for all sea creatures and humans will become much worse. Let's see what the Bible says in Revelation chapter 16. If these mining companies do not stop their deep-sea mining.
Vial. Or. Bowl number 2 in verse 3 says, "And the second angel, demonstrating what mankind will do to the sea creatures, poured out his bowl on the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea."
Just because rich companies want to sell batteries. Let's fly forward in time and see a video of these rich mining companies. We will see what they have in store for the sea life and the minerals on the bottom of the sea. This is a surface ship. It is where the main part of the processing of the bottom of the sea is done. This is a collector, a nice name for a giant vacuum cleaner. It sucks up the top 10 to 15 inches of the bottom of the ocean and sends it up a pipe to a hydraulic pump. Down 4,000 to 5,000 meters. Or 4 to 5 kilometers. In miles, that is 2.5 miles to 3.1 miles down. When it is on the bottom of the ocean, it moves on tractor tracks and is GPS guided by the ship. It is connected to the ship all the time. It begins to suck up all the sea life in the sea floor as well as the sand and minerals. It creates a collector plume of fine dust and sand. Just like your car does when driving on a dirt road. This plume allegedly chokes the sea life at the bottom of the ocean and cannot be controlled by the surface ship. The collector pumps all the minerals, sand, sediment, and now dead sea life up to the hydraulic pump. This orange round machine is the hydraulic pump. It compresses almost everything and discards some of what the rich mining companies do not want.
You mean like all the dead sea life they have already killed? Or are now killing?
Now the sea life is being crushed to death. As they crush and pump the sediment and the nodules up to the ship for processing.
Whoa! I've come up so far and so fast. I think the sea life and we have got the bins.
Now the leftover sediment, sand and dead creatures are pumped back down to around 2,000 meters deep. Here the deep sea currents can spread the mixture far and wide across the ocean. And it may choke the fish, sharks and whales and other sea life. Companies say the plumes that are created are 5% at the discharge pipe and 95% at the bottom of the ocean. And the band played Believe It If You Like. As we will see, even at the test trails they pump some of the discharge at the surface level of the ocean. They don't mention all or most the sea creatures that life in the sand and sediment are now most likely dead. We will now see what Greenpeace had to say. When the ship called the Hidden Gem was being fitted out in February 2022 and was to sail into the Pacific in October 2022 to do some test mining, I will restate what Farah Obaidallah is speaking. So here we are approaching the Hidden Gem. Yeah, it's owned by Allseas and the Metals Company, which is the company that is really aggressively pushing for deep sea mining. This ship is being refitted here in Rotterdam in February 2022. So that it is ready to go out into the Pacific Ocean, the Clarion Clipper Zone, to do some test mining in the next few months. Sediment-laden seawater discharged directly into the ocean, the contents of which and effects to sea life are unknown. Obviously they have not read Trumpet 2 or Bowl 2 of the Book of Revelation. Just the testing of deep sea mining equipment shows the devastation this industry and the rich mining companies will have on the ocean, if allowed to go ahead. In March 2022 the United Nations approved deep sea mining in their High Seas Treaty. Farah speaking again. You know, the deep sea holds so much of the mystery of life on Earth. And I think we should be focusing on understanding the deep ocean and understanding the role it plays on life on Earth. Not deploying these ships in order to destroy the deep sea.
Let's go back and see the destruction of the color of the sea which the deep sea mining companies are going to do, and remind ourselves of what the Bible predicted would happen if mankind continues to turn their backs to Him.
Imagine dozens of ships operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for years. Each area the ships go to, making that end a widespread area prone to man, making the sea. This is a model of what they like you to think it looks like. It is very far from the truth. Here the rich mining companies are not pumping the sediment back down into the sea, like they say they would, but they just pour it over the side. This is what we see on the surface. Imagine what the poor deep sea creatures are going through. Choking on the sediment. Not being able to breathe. The ones pumped to the surface potentially dying from the change in water pressure.
Hey! Just floating in this muck is disgusting. It's all red and brown like it's decaying like a dead person. Can you get me out of here? Who would want to swim in this disgusting mess?